Hey guys, hey YouTube. I hope all is well. I am having such a crazy day right now trying to get this video up, but nevertheless, I'm going to move forward. I'm going to make it as quick as possible for time's sake. Y'all know I'm always having issues with my storage in my phone, so um, let's get into it. So, if this is your first time visiting my channel, welcome, and I hope that you would like and subscribe and share the video. And for those of you who are returning, thank you so much for tuning in. But yeah, so we're going to jump into it, and I'm going to be jumping from here and there because it's a lot in this chapter. But what I really want to talk about is Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar, we all know Nebuchadnezzar. For those of us who do know Nebuchadnezzar, Nebuchadnezzar was a king of Babylon, and he went to Jerusalem and took people from Jerusalem into exile. He took them over and took them from Jerusalem and took them over to Babylon, and wanted to change their lifestyle, change who they worship, how they worship. He just wanted to change everything. Ain't that just like the devil? Want to come and try to take in and just change everything, right? But the thing is about Nebuchadnezzar, as I was reading, that I realized is that he knew of God. He knew about God. He knew what God was about. He knew what he stood for. He knew that he was the King of Kings. He knew that he was the Lord of Lords. And he even acknowledged it. But he still worshiped his God. He still worshiped the God called Bel, B-E-L. And it was short for Baduk, Bert, God of, excuse me, y'all, I'm saying it wrong. God of what is it called? Bert Marduk, Marduk. He was the chief patron god against all the other gods that they worshiped, because it wasn't just that one god. They served many gods, but that was the main god, Marduk. And the meaning of Marduk, they said Bel. Bel was a shorter name for it. But later on, you'll see in there that when you get to read it, it's in Daniel chapter 1 through 4 is about Nebuchadnezzar, and from 4 on after that is about his Nebuchadnezzar's son and the new king that reigned, Darius. But right now we're going to be talking about Nebuchadnezzar, chapter 1 through 4, and I'm going to be breaking it up into different pieces just to get to the point. But it's just about pride, how Nebuchadnezzar just was so prideful. He was very prideful. He talked about what he has done and what he's built, and I did this and I did that. And a lot of us, we tend to do that sometimes. It's always about I, mine, mine. I did this, I did that. Nobody helped me. Nobody did this. I did this. I did this by myself, and nobody helped me. And I don't need nobody. And like that. He was just prideful, and God had to chop him down to bring him down. Like, hey, I done gave you time after time. You done had two dreams. The first dream it was interpreted. I still gave you a break. I gave you a chance after that, and then you still, now you turned around and you building an idol. You building a large idol. You threw a party and brought all these officials and government people to worship this idol. And before that, you had Daniel interpret the dream for you. Daniel interpreted the dream for you. You were happy about it. You bowed down to Daniel. Oh, your God is awesome. Your God is on point. Your God is excellent. Your God, and worship it. But then you turned around and you built an idol. You built this idol, and you wanted everybody to worship this idol when the music played. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and Daniel. You wanted all of them to bow down to this idol once the music came on, and they did not bow to you, and you got furious that they did not bow down to the music. You then told your officials, your people, to go and take them, turn the furnace up 7 times higher to throw them in, because they refused to bow down to your idol, your image that you made with your gold and your silver and your bronze and your wood. And mind you, now this is the same image, if I'm not mistaken, with the first dream, when you had Daniel interpret this dream, and he told you that head that was gold that was crushed, that was you. But you still turned around after bowing down to Daniel and worshiping not worshiping Daniel, worshiping the God of Daniel, who Daniel served, and saying, oh, your God is this and your God is that. But then you turn around and you build the idol to what you dreamt about. You built that image. You built the idol to what you dreamt about. And then you turn around after Daniel interpreted the dream. Now you want Daniel to and them to bow down to this image. They said no, they're not bowing down to it. You get upset. That evil spirit came upon you, and you threw that furnace 7 times harder. They said it was so hot that the people, his officials that he said to carry up, that took Daniel and them up there, died before they even got up there because it was so hot. Now, how come Daniel and them didn't get singed? Why they didn't burn as well on the way up there? That was a sign right there for you to like, okay, now back off. But you let that evil fury, you let that fury take over. You let that pride take over because they didn't bow down to you. You so prideful and so upset because they didn't do what you told them to do. You got upset and wanted to throw them in the fire. So you had them thrown into the fire. And just like God came in and saved Daniel from the lion's den, he came in and saved them from that fire. Not only were they thrown in the fire, they were thrown in there, and they said, listen, we don't know what's going to happen, but we know we're not going to bow down to you. We're not bowing down to you. He will, my God, our God will come and save us. And if he don't come and save us, we're still not bowing down to you. And they got thrown in there. And when they got thrown in there, God showed up, just like he always do in our fire, in our situation. He was in there with them. He didn't take them out. But he was in there with them, which was even better because they were not burnt, neither were they singed, neither did they smell like the fire. Nothing was, not a hair on their head was touched. So when Nebuchadnezzar looked down in there and he said, I see, did we not throw 3 people in there? He was like, yes. So who was the 4th person? And he said, it looks like the Son of God. How he know? How does he know? How does he know? See, he knows. He knew. Just like the devil knows. The devil knows. He knows. But he still tries. He's still going to throw that prideful attitude. He's still going to throw that prideful spirit. He's still going to do everything he possibly can to try to destroy God's people. That's what he does with his fear and everything. And that's the type of attitude that we have to have with the God that we serve. That's the type of attitude that we have to have with every circumstance, every situation that comes up in our lives. Even though I'm going through this, I know that God is going to rescue me. And even if he does not rescue me, I'm still not going to bow down to you. I'm still not going to serve you. I'm still not going to go back. I'm still not going to do this, or I'm still not going to say that. I'm still not going to do anything that's not pleasing to him. I'm still not going to bow down to your God. I'm still not going to bow down to you, devil. And that's the type of attitude we have to have, when it comes to our own trials and tribulations, including me. I'm still learning. All of this is new to me, but as I'm learning and as God has separated me and have me in a place right now, it's like I'm learning so much. Am I still human where I still don't have feelings? No, I still have feelings, and it still come times when I don't understand certain things. But just as sure as I don't understand, he begins to give me clarity about it and peace about it. So I just wanted to hop on here real quick, even though, it's a lot of stuff that took place in the chapter between 1 and chapter 4, chapter 1 and chapter 4 of Daniel. And you can read it on your own. A lot of good stuff. Even when he was thrown into the lion's den, God came and he saved Daniel out of that. And now he's delivering Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego out of the fire that he thrown in there for them to die. All because of his pride. Again, he didn't want. He wanted them to bow down to this idol that he made, that he built. And God came through. God came through like he always does. So also in this chapter, with his pride, even though Daniel warned Nebuchadnezzar, he still continued on with his prideful and boastful ways until God had to cut him down like he had just the same way he was cut down in the dream, how the spirit came down. He said the tree was flourishing and growing so good, and even in his palace he was doing good. In his palace everything was going good, and the trees was growing good, and the fruits, and even the birds were eating off of it, the animals was eating off of it, everything was good with this tree, was flourishing. And all of a sudden the spirit from above he saw come down saying, chop it down, chop it down, chop them down. He chopped them down. He chopped them down the sides. He had to chop down that pride to show him who was boss. He had to show him who was in charge. God had to show him who was in charge. And a lot of us need to be humbled. A lot of us need to be chopped down to size so we'll know who God really is. God is not playing. He is really not playing. And like I said, I've heard this story. I've read this story. I go to church. When I was going to church every Sunday, I hear it. But it's something about when you actually get into the word and make up in your mind that you are going to be all in for God, and you read these read the stories in the Bible, and it's like, gosh, I didn't know that it was this, that the story got into depth like this. I didn't know that it was like this. It's like you have a revelation knowledge. You're not just reading just to read. It's like you have a full understanding. It resonates with your spirit. It resonates with your soul, and it just does something to you. Like it comes alive in you, and you're just in awe of God. It just puts you in awe of God. Like, this is the God that I serve. This is the God that I serve. You know, he wins every time. The King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. This is the God I serve. Yeah, we go through stuff. Things are going to happen that we don't understand. We have questions, but he's still God of all. He's still King of Kings. He's still Lord of Lords. And I just wanted to come on here and share that with you all, and just, pray and ask if there's anything that you're dealing with pride, and anything that you feel like you've been boastful, and you know that you have, and you have not been giving God his props and his glory. You've been taking his glory from him. I encourage you to repent and ask God to forgive you, and just ask him to forgive you, and move forward, and just don't do it again. Nebuchadnezzar didn't want to listen. He thought it was all about him, and God had to show him, it ain't all about you. It's about me. It's about me. It's about my glory, and everything that you have and everything that you're flourishing in is because of me. It's not because of you. I'm the one who gives you the power to accumulate wealth. I'm the one who gives you the power to accumulate wealth. I'm the one who gave you the power to start that business. I'm the reason why that business is flourishing. I'm the reason why you were able to have that child. I'm the one why you got that raised on the job. I'm the one who gave you that idea. I'm the one. So don't forget it. Don't let it become an idol. He let his pride become an idol. He let everything that God had given him become about him. So I just wanted to hop on here real quick before my storage goes out. I have to get me a camera. So before my storage goes out, I just wanted to share that with you all. When you get a chance, you all can read that in your own time. Daniel chapter 1 through 4. Even the whole chapter is good. The next chapter after that is about his son. After Daniel read him, broke down what God told him to read, because there was a writing on the wall. And after Daniel interpreted what the writing said, that same night Nebuchadnezzar's son died. So then came in King Darius. And King Darius was a believer. From what I've read, I didn't finish reading the whole thing, but he feared the Lord. And but yeah, so back to Nebuchadnezzar. Yeah, we don't want to be like him, and I don't want you to be like him. And don't be prideful. Don't take God's glory, and don't take him for granted. Don't take him for granted, because he sure had Nebuchadnezzar out there grazing grass. He told him, I'm going to remove your heart of a human and give you a heart of an animal. And he did. He had him out there grazing grass, like with the donkeys, with the wild donkeys. Yes, he did, with the wild donkeys. He was out there grazing grass like an animal until he humbled himself. And just as sure as he got out of that, he came to himself and began to give God glory, began to speak his word, began to tell him, it is him who has given me all of this. It is none of my own. It is all God. It's none of me. Singing a whole nother tune. But we don't want God to do that to us. That's why God put us in place to give warnings, to give to share his word so that you all would know, you know, give God his praise, give God his glory. Do not, God said he will not share his glory with another. So I just wanted to hop on right real quick and just share that with you all. I pray that you all was blessed with the story. If you want to know more about it, again, it's Daniel chapter 1 through 4. But as I stated, the whole chapter is good. So I pray that you all be blessed. Have a great day. Today is Friday, so y'all have a nice weekend. Until next time, I love y'all. Pray for me as I'm praying for you all. And until next time, bye.